Well, thank you, the MC, for the nice introduction. The last time I was introduced in a big function was in Bangalore. And the MC, I tell you, has done a great job. At the end, he did something very weird. Listen to what he said. He said, Rashed is leading so much organization and having a very stable life. He's having 4 wives with 1 kid. I said, oh my God, do I need 4 wives to produce 1 kid? So you're really pleased here if you have a wife with so many kids around here, right? Anyway, Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, salatu wassalam ala Rasulullah. I'm very pleased, by the way, to be here with you to share some of the success stories we've been doing over the last decade from Sharjah. And if I just can have the slide, please. Keep challenging tomorrow. I'm sure most of you are wondering why I'm using this theme. Why challenging tomorrow? If you really want to have a better tomorrow, you need to challenge it, and you need to challenge today. So that is the idea. We need to be in motion and move all the time to keep challenging and keep seeing what's happening. I'm going to offer you a kiss here. I don't know how much kissing you've been practicing here in Putrajaya, but I'm going to give you an Arabic kiss. Have you experienced one? Anyway, my kiss here is this: keep it simple and sweet, or keep it simple and short, if you would. At the end of my program, if you don't like my presentation, you may say, you should, Rashed, say, keep it simple, stupid, right? I don't mind. You decide for me. By all means, we've been gathering for the last 3 days here. We have one hope in mind. That hope says, marketer could do a better job, better all through marketing. Who believes in this hall that marketers can make a difference in people's life? We do believe, yeah, we can do a difference? Good, good. Happy to hear that. Let us see. Why? Am I that fast? Unfortunately, we are living in a very sick world, very sick. Why is that? Because there's a big challenge on the sustainability. When it comes to sustainability, we always talk about the economy, the social, and the environment. And when it comes to the local level, and national level, and the global level, we really are suffering a lot from the sustainability, and something that can't really be achieved and that easy. Now, our planet in a really great danger. Look at the economy. I don't think we have a pointer here, right? Doesn't, anyway, right? So there's always a turn, ups and downs. The environment, there's so many hundreds of stories every morning you read in the news or see at the TVs, and the food crisis and the hunger worldwide. So there's a lot of things here. Now, natural disaster, they've never been budgeted in our balance sheet. No nation can budget the natural disaster. You may project that something going to happen, but you don't know how worse is going to happen, especially when it comes to the earthquakes and others. So this really slows down the sustainability and the sustainable development, slow down the giving process by all means. Wars and profit of wars. We have so many now in the Arabic world, prophets of war. So if you need some prophets, we can send you here. We don't mind. Wars and prophets of war, they're really slowing all the whatever good things trying to be done globally. They are the one really slowing down the process. So, but I'm very optimistic. Optimistic because we really have the Millennium Development Goals. So we need to stop and think for some time. We still have almost 2 years plus to go. All the 8 goals, by the way, all the 8 goals, they share one thing in common, that they want really to improve the basic standards of living of a humankind. So they share one thing, that they really want to improve the very basic standard, which is very good. How are we doing so far, 2015? It says here, achieving the MDGs by 2015 is challenging, by all means it's challenging, but possible. Why is possible? Or why challenging? First, the global credit crunch, by the way, GCC, has slowed down all the sustainability and sustainable development and has hit everybody's pocket, right? So it did, by all means, slow the process and the energy toward the global millennium goals. I need to land to the location of where. Why possible? Why it's possible to achieve the millennium? Because we have good people around the world. We still have good people around the world, and they share the same, energy we share here in this room. They wanted to make a difference, and we are all here making a difference, isn't it? Or we're trying to make a difference. This is one of the good people too, right? He's telling you, my advice has been the same since the financial crisis. I've been advising people on this. Please rethink your thinking and rework your work to get a better result, to achieve whatever you need to achieve in this life. You need two things to do. First, it is the thinking process that you need to rethink, and then rework your work. This is what you need to do. And let me give you a very good example. The most expensive thing in the world now, almost the diamond. The diamond consists of carbon, the molecules of carbon. They decided at one time that, okay, let us rethink and rearrange our thinking process, rework our work. So they decided to start hugging each other and kissing each other to produce the diamond, right? So you see the importance of kissing and hugging? Could give you a diamond here, right? So this is what they've done, right? So what in management, you call it a total paradigm shift. In a paradigm shift, what you need is you create something totally new from the existent. You see it in totally different new way, which really give you a change in your behavior and also a change in your thinking. And this is why it is called the paradigm shift. Critical thinking, this is not critical, it's critical thinking. This is the blend of critical and lateral thinking. This is something I teach. I have created this thinking with my team. We wanted to think different. We wanted to have the same human being to use the both sides of the brain, the left side and the right side of the brain, to produce a better results. So they say, you know, think inside the box and think outside the box. We've been pushed too much to think outside the box. We have forgotten about the box itself. So we need to think again. We need to think again. So I need to have two thinkers where we should really use the left brain thinking. Usually the left brain thinkers are detailed oriented, like people go for, you know, the accounting people, for example, the IT people. The right brain thinker, the singer, the dancer, they're very passionate. They say things totally different. So they are what they call the thinking outside the box and thinking inside the box. So please do think again, rework and rethink again. So to find the two thinkers, I came up with a social project called Alleem Brilliant Networking, where what we do is once a month we sit together, we network with each other, different people, different background, different culture. We sit and talk about the, you know, the Millennium Development Goals and other goals the world is trying to achieve, how to bring peace, prosperity, and a better life for everyone in the globe. And this is what we do. So we have a theme called Let's Get Together. Let's Get Together. It's a monthly progress meeting, a monthly theme that we sit together, we try to network. As you see from the pictures here, different people, different background, different culture, they sit together and they just bring solution to the globe. We be here. It's my story time now, so I'll tell you a little bit of my story, if you would. True leadership. This is my story, starts with the true leadership, and I'm still looking for such true leadership. We spoke a lot about the leadership globally, and we still speak as we go. And we said we cannot achieve the Millennium Development Goal without having a really strong leadership. But the leadership I'm talking about here is a bit different. And if you're one of them, please raise up your hand later on. So let us sit together. News. No news is a good news, as they say. But today, with me, news is a good news, I promise you. And this is my leadership model. This is my leadership model. So the leadership I'm looking for, whatever direction you look, you find him or her, without discrimination here, right? You find him or her doing something worth doing. You find him or her doing something worth doing, right? And so if you go to the north, they do something good for the nature. You travel with them to the south, they do something good for the social. You go to the east, they do something good for the economy. You go to the west, they do something good to the world. And this is the leadership I'm looking for. If you feel that you're one of those leaders, please, later on, I need to have an interaction with you. Nature. A lot of talk about the nature, right? A lot of talk about the nature. Why? Why are we talking about the nature and sustainability nowadays? Why? Is there a reason? Well, to me, when the Lehman Brothers announced the collapse and the financial system crack, almost splitting the world, right? It was really such an earth-shaking news. And to me, that news has taken us to total paradigm, total landscape, to a new wave of economy. I'll be coming back to that. So if you ask any environmentalist, if you ask any economist, if you ask any scholar, about the wave of economy, they will tell you we have gone through 3 waves of economy. First, it was the agriculture wave, or the age, where the most important thing were the land. The more land you have, the rich you are, the better off you are. And then we moved to the industrialization age. And the most important thing was the machines, the production line. The more lines you have, the more machine, you're better off, the rich off you are. Right? And then we moved to the age where we are living in at the moment. They call it the intellectual age, or the information age, where the most important thing is the upper part of the human, is not the lower part anymore. The upper part of the human is the most important, the intellectual. But I totally believe that after the financial crisis, the world is moving toward the 4th wave of economy. I call it the economy of sustainability. So there will be a lot of talk about sustainability and sustainable development. And the most spoken, or the spoken language is about the green language, the language of environment. So you see people talking about environment everywhere you go. Even at the grocery shops, people give you this, sir, this is a recycled paper. And if you want to have a bag, you have to pay an extra amount of money because you're helping the environment. We're trying to tell the people not to damage the environment. So even at the grassroots. When you talk about the sustainable development, you ask the UNDP program, they will tell you the sustainability of the sustainable development is the development meeting today's need without compromising the future generation needs. But to me, this is a very technical definition. It's very difficult for a common person to digest what the UN trying to do. But this is the summary of it. What the UN trying to tell you that, there are 3 pillars of sustainability and sustainable development. And please, I need you to pay attention here because there's a big misconception about the sustainable development. Every time you speak about sustainability, people think that you talk about the green initiatives only. That's wrong. So we need to talk about economy, we need to talk about the social, and we need to talk about the environment. And if you can visualize with me now, if you have 3 circles, the circle of environment, economy, and the social. The meeting point among the 3 circles is the sustainable development zone, and they call the triple line. So any company or any country wants to talk, or they're talking about sustainability, they should have this in mind. There should be 3 things in common, and they have equal value together, or equal weight together. The environment, the economy, and the society is very important. I see some faces are, just about to sleep. Can I say a joke to make sure that everyone is bullying here? Can I say a joke here? Yeah, you like jokes? All right. Anyway, I was traveling with my wife to Singapore last year, and she was sitting next to me. I was reading the Financial Times, and there was really a good report about the green supply chain. And my wife looked at me and said, Rashed, you get crazy about those green initiatives. And so what is the green supply chain? I said, they talk about how rice could be really green. I said, you crazy? Are we going to get a real green rice in the future to eat? I said, sweetheart, no. But they're talking about the green supply chain from A to Z. How do they do it, how they produce it, how they clean it, and how they send it to us with less damage to the environment. And she started that, you're really crazy, right, about the green initiatives, Rashed. Anyway, I looked at her and said, sweetheart, I won't be surprised in near future to read about the green wife. Right. 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 Right, so just to summarize it, we have 3 things, 3 pillars of sustainable development: environment, social, and economy. And I was one of the great believers of the UN, and I did work very closely with the UN about the sustainable development and how we do it. And I went, on a couple of occasions with a couple of conferences and summits on this. But this really has moved me. Thank you, Nagaland. Anyone has ever heard about a Nagaland here? A Nagaland. Anyway, Nagaland is one of the India states. And this is where the World War II has ended, in that part. The World War II has ended in that part. They call it the Nagaland, and it belongs to India now. Anyway, I was the state chief guest, invited by the Chief Minister of Nagaland to attend the Hornbill Festival. They have, every December, they have a festival, great festival called the Hornbill Festival. Right, so I was invited. So I was there and was taken, with the government there to visit so many locations. And in one occasion, I said, Your Excellency, I was talking to the Chief Minister, that Your Excellency, reading the history of this lovely state, I came to know that the World War II has ended here. How far we are from that area. I said, by the way, Rashed, it's only about half an hour drive. Would you like to go together? I said, it's be really pleasure to go and see where the World War II has ended, and just to have an idea. So we drove together. He drove me there. He was there. So we were there in cemetery. And I was really touched at the end of the tour in that cemetery by an engraved statement in one of the big stones there. And that statement says this: when you go home today, tell them of us and say, for your tomorrow, we gave our today. For your tomorrow, we gave our today. So that was the message from the warriors who fought in that area. And really that touched my heart. Then I said, well, sustainability is missing here. If sustainability about the environment, about the social, about the economy, there's something deep inside those guys who wanted to give their blood because they wanted to have a better life for someone else to come. And that is the real definition. So going deeply inside this, I came to a conclusion that sustainability consists of 5 pillars. Culture has to be there, religion and the faith, they are part of it. Otherwise, you can't talk about sustainability. And come on. I came up with my philosophy called Alleem Strategy for Sustainability, right? And this is what I thought. The humankind has to be in the center. It has to be the focus point, right? And surrounded by the 3 things, which is social, economic, and environmental, plus what we have decided together now, religion and the faith. You may ask me why you write the faith here, because I have friends, they're non-believers. But do we have to take them away from the game? No, because they have what I call a timeless principle within them. They're still human, they still do something good. So that we can't say no to them. They have to be part of it. They have to ride the boat with us. Right? So this is our sustainability, and I think any country does this, focusing on the 5 pillars, we can say civilization or civilized nation. Or we can say anyone who thinks he has the 5 things together, respecting others, accepting others, plus the environment and the culture, right, and the society, then he's a civilization builder. So when you talk about civilization, you talk about almost the 5 pillars. And this is basically, as I said, about religion and the faith, about the timeless principle where you and I were having, everyone in this room having those principles. Right? When it comes to the society, it's about you and me, about the actions will affect us in the society. When it comes to the economic, it's about the business in that society. When it comes to the 4th one, about the environment, it's about the earth, ecology system, and the climate. Right? When it comes to the culture, it's our identity, dignity, is what we give from generation to another, right? I was blessed last year here to be recognized by Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. He was my dream to meet with this man. I tell you what, when I was studying in America, it was my dream to meet this leader who really did transformational leadership in his country and the society and has made a difference. So I was recognized by him last year through the Global Leadership Awards as the Environmentalist of 2012. So it was really something worth mentioning here. So let us travel again to the south together. South, Dr. Stephen Covey has written a great book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I would advise each one of you who didn't read this book to go ahead and read it. It's really translated in so many languages. It could be in Malay and other language too. But he has mentioned 4 things. I did call them the 4 L's. He didn't call them 4 L's actually in the book, but I did call them the 4 L's. He said there are 4 great goals of life. The 4 great goals. He said to live, love, learn, and leave a legacy. Leave a legacy. And this is the point I want to emphasize on now today is leaving a legacy, right? A legacy. Sense of destiny. You should have a sense of destiny to make a difference in the world. It will be too late to speak from the grave, isn't it? They will not allow you to speak, to tell anything good or bad to anyone. It will be too late. Once you're gone, you're gone. So there are 3 questions I want each one of you to ask yourself right now to see to discover your destiny, if you have a destiny, right? First, how do you want people to think about you and talk about you after you're gone? What do you think they think about you and talk about you? The second, what kind of mark, or could be marks, you want to leave in this globe, on the wall? Third, what do you want to do well to improve others' people? What things that you're really eager of doing to improve the others? So you need to determine your humanitarian values today. If you don't have ones, please, you have to. How? You may ask me how. I need you to do it right now, please. This is how you do it. First, what moves you emotionally? What moves you emotionally to give of yourself and your resources? There's something really touching you to move you to give to yourself, to give from yourself, and to give others and your resources. And please have the internal conversation with the inner you. Have internal conversation with the inner you. People ask me, do we have another inner us? I said, yes, just like the smartphone nowadays. You have a nice phone, but without the software inside, has got no value. And without the tangible asset, the phone itself, again, the software cannot do it alone. So that just like the human, we have the physical me, Rashed now, and I have another me inside me. It's the living principles called Rashed again, and we cannot live in isolation. We need both to have a synergy, to have a better life, so we can get a better result. So you need to discover you. And the third thing you may do now to discover your humanitarian value is to think of who you are when no one else is looking at you, right? So have a private conversation with yourself. This is what moves me out, really. This is what emotionally moves me. When I read this about the World Bank report, there's about 1 billion people will go hungry tonight. 1 billion people will go hungry. Yet, we have about 1.6, they're enjoying a good life, and will go to see a nutrition because they want to get rid of the fat. Very too extreme world, right? Unbelievable, but that is the reality. This is what moved me to do something good. The food crisis, the global food crisis, by all means, it moves me to do something good. And this is the World Bank report, the last bank, which most of the speakers, they've been highlighting over the last 3 days now. 1 out of every 5 people in the world currently lives on $1.25 a day or less. They live each day thinking it is still the Great Depression of 1929. Can you be the hope? I hope yes. So the tragedy of life is not about the death, but the tragedy of life, of what we let die inside of us while we are living. So please don't let the good things die inside you, right? So please live to the best, love, learn, leave a legacy. And this is a legacy. This is my legacy. It's the Alleem Foundation I have created almost a year back, and it is in the initial stage. But as you see I'm trying to restore the smile on the children's faces globally, without discrimination, without looking to the background, to the culture, to the religion, to the race. That's why you see different color of the faces here with this big smile. So we're trying to restore the smile on those disadvantaged. When you travel to the West, we go to see the world. When to see the world, we need to benchmark for a better tomorrow. To have a better tomorrow, you always move. You need to benchmark. You keep benchmarking for a better tomorrow. And to benchmark, there's a theme called globalization. Globalization is mixing the globalization and localization thinking together, right? So you need to have globalization and you have to have localization. So mixing the two things, you come up with a theme called globalization, and this is what people are pushing you to do. So please do learn. Benchmarking actually is not a copying others. Please don't go and copy. You'll be a failure. Benchmarking is a very systematic, structured process. It's about continuous improvement, about identifying, adopting the best practices anywhere in the world, right? Why? To produce a better result, to get a better tomorrow. So do benchmark. Do benchmark. I'm lending a hand here. I came up with this organization called the Alleem Business Congress. As I said, we meet every quarter. And we strongly believe in marketing too. I have a marketing and branding congress. And the basic mission of this is a social mission. It says we marketer can make a difference. And this is my statement listed. It says to work with individuals like you and innovative organization worldwide to improve the social, economic, and environmental living of hundreds of thousands, probably millions of people who haven't seen the benefits of sustainable development. So any one of you who's interested to work together, I'm very much happy here. More than 600 million people They're using unimproved water sources every day, that much. It's unbelievable, unbelievable. So we're really very pleased to have such things here, right? Look at this, as again a World Bank report. 1 in every 2 children lives in poverty around the world. By all means, that should really move you the way it did move me. Who can change their miserable life? Who can change their miserable childhood? Can you make a difference in their life? Yes, I think we, if we wanted. Can do, I mean, do learn. I mean, I'm happy to see Coca-Cola this morning, and they were presenting what the difference they can do for the woman, empowering the woman and other. But yes, those big players, they have a lot of good stories, and it is written in their books, so it won't cost you even 200 ringgits to get all those books here. And you could really read the way how they did it, and the way how they respected the societies, and the way how they contribute to the globe, their global organization. So do learn from them. When it goes to the economy, I'm not an economist, I'm not here to tell you what's about the economy. I'm sure you've been hearing a lot through the different medias, right? So they're telling you enough fun and enough stories. But I will tell you 3 predictions. Let me go through the first one. It says, there will be more change in your business in the year ahead than ever before. The second one says, there will be more competition in your business than ever before. And the third one says, there will be more opportunities yet in your business than ever before. They are not my prediction. You know who has written these predictions? Harvard School. They were written back in 1952. Just 50 years before I was born. Could imagine. All right. So they came up later on with the 4th one. They said the 4th prediction, those individuals and organizations who don't believe in change and doing something good for the societies will be really left behind. They will be gone with the wind in a year or 2. So there were 4 predictions, and it's just like telling today's reality. It's just telling today's reality. So we need the mindset to be changed, right? So I need you to produce a good result, and so to face the survival challenges and to stay in business and to do business, because with money we can do a lot of things, right? We're always driven by money. Money is one of the powers. So things you do, so you need to stay very focused in your business. How to stay focused? Please focus in your strength, not your weaknesses. And focus on the things that you do brilliantly, which give you an extraordinary results. It gives you a big result. The power of focus. Have you ever been in a situation where you lost car keys or the house keys, or a situation where you wanted to date someone and you don't know how to break through? So you start thinking, and what you do, you invite all your energy, and you close your eyes and you start to think, where did I leave the key? Where did I leave it? Where? And then you land to the solution. Say, it was there in that drawer, right? Have you ever been in such a situation? Yes, we all, yeah? So we call this, I call it as a laser thinking. You keep, inviting all the energy within the body to think in a certain way, in a special area in the mind, and that is laser thinking give you the result. So we need you to think in that direction to give you a better result. Have you ever seen the center of a cyclone? The cyclone, how much destructive, right, when it comes. But the center of cyclone is so quiet, by the way. It's so quiet and moving easily. From that quietness, he gets his power. He builds his power. So we need you to be very quiet. So don't be rushy mind here and there. Be very focused on your business, so you could really generate a big result. Will make a difference. So remember the cyclone, right? In management, we call the true north. You know where you're heading to. You know where you're going. You have a direction. You have sense of belonging to the place where you are in, and you want to create a difference in the people world. So, and I call it actually a true vision. A true vision, when you have your mind, your heart working together. If you're able to have your mind and the heart working together, then you get an extra result, outstanding result, right? And think of your mind as your manager. Your mind is your manager. Your heart is your leader. Remember this. Your mind is your manager. Why? The manager always wants to achieve, to create, to become, right? It's always looking at the graph, the result, what is the market share. So you need that. And the leader is the human touch. The leader is about the human touch, about the principles, about timeless principles, the purpose, the value system you have. That's why you see the great companies, they have the leader, they have the people who are using their mind and the heart to give a better result, right? And the better result, by all means, we are looking to maximize the shareholders' value. By all means, the wealth. It is true. Any business is about the money. But yet, when you have the true vision, then it's about something different, about helping the society, giving back to the world, to the needy world, right? So focusing on the Millennium Development Goal number 8 about the partnership. True vision makes great companies. True vision makes a great company. I will just take you through a little journey about the Sharjah free zones and how we made a difference in the world, right? We were started, or we created back in 1999, very young organization, yet we have almost 11,500 companies as of today, 11,500 companies. They represent about 147 nations. So I can declare the second United Nation back in Sharjah. So we have about 147 nations and nationalities, and $35 billion investment is already made within that time only. And this shows the growth of the Sharjah free zones over the last 10 years. And you can see when we started with 1,600 to almost 11,000 plus companies. Be quiet, I'll tell you a secret. Do you want to hear the secret why we've been successful? Right, right. No red tape. We don't have red tapes back in Sharjah, but we have created something different. We still love red color, but we have red carpet treatment, right? Right. So incentives we give, by all means, 100% tax-free environment. You own your company 100%. Exemption for all commercial levies, repatriation of capital and profits. Yet it's not the end of the story. We have zero income and corporate taxes, no customs duty, no labor restriction, no currency, no. I think the only no I left is no smoking from this slide, right? So purpose before profit, by all means. You're driven by purpose too. It's not, and this is the P missing in marketing, I would say, is the purpose. So we need money, by all means. Those who are telling you we don't need money, we look focused about society, they are cheating you. We need money, by all means. You need to grow, you need money, you need to make money, but you need to think of 3 Bs, I call them, right? Ps is the people, planet, and profit. And for the planet, this is what we've done. With the help of the United Nations, we came up with a sustainability policy statement. And please, if you're getting excited about the sustainability, don't wake up tomorrow morning and you tell the team, hey, I need to write a sustainability statement today. It's not that easy, right? Don't go so emotional, because there's a certain ways and means of doing it. You have to get the United Nations help sometime to write it. So you have to have what is your mission, your vision, and start from all the core business and how it is affecting the society and the people and the public inside that area. We did a lot of campaigns to help being a global responsible organization. Someone's telling me, what the heck you're doing in Haiti earthquake, and again in Japan, and the starvation in the Horn of Africa. We feel that we are responsible. We're part of our responsibility globally to look after whatever bad things happening, the natural disaster here and there. If we can lend a hand, why not? And we did it, and it's been a very successful. We have another theme called change for change, and we are telling the investor, whatever change left in your pocket, don't leave the free zone without keeping it in the donation box, because this change can bring a change in people's life. So change for a change has become really a nice theme, and it's been working very well with the Red Crescent back in UAE. So one last note, I promise you, I won't get much of your time, but one last note. There's nothing called impossible. Possibility, yes. And if you read it well, you can say, I am possible. So I want you to think in a very positive toward the Millennium Development Goals and says, yes, I can make a difference today. You have to tell yourself, yes, I can make a difference. Great Hopes by Benjamin Franklin is very good. He says that one quote he said once, Great hopes make everything possible. Great hopes make everything possible. So we need to work together. We need to have the forum layer. It is better together. It is bigger together. We can make a difference. So we need the governments. The governments, like the parents, they're the rights. They are the big support, right? So we still need the governments. We still need the private sector. Private sector are single-minded, fast, quick, so you need them. You need to work with them, right? You need them. You need the society driven by value system, principles, right? And we need us, the individual. Never underestimate us as individuals. Please take us with you for any sustainability or any movement or any good cause. Involve the people, right? Come on, media. I've seen a lot of logos about the media here, partners as much as the audience here in this room. So I think all of you were media people earlier. So I was smiling and shouting, so to have a better position tomorrow in the media, right? So this is what I thought, because bless you, right? Right. So please, the media, we need you to write the good stories. Please focus on the good stories, success stories. Don't write about the bad stories. You need to have a paradigm shift in your thinking process, in your writing style, right? Look for partners, please, yeah? UNESCO Goodwill Ambassadors. There's a lot of good people. They're here to lend you a hand. They want to help you out. Don't go alone. You don't need to start from scratch. There are people who have done it. They have done it. So please do contact them. Artists of peace, clubs and centers, religious leaders, opinion leaders, youth organization, they're here to help you out. Knowing is not enough. We must apply. Willing is not enough. We must do, isn't it? Right? Come on, technology. Right. 2 books I would advise you to buy and to go through. Unfortunately, Phil Kotler is not here. Otherwise, I'll be commercializing his book. He has written a very good book here called Good Works. I would really love each one of you, if you still have money in your pocket, to go and buy it. Anyway, right? The second is Target 3 Billion. Target 3 Billion is a nice book written by the former president of India, B.J. Abdul Kalam. He's written a very good book focusing on how to target the 3 billion needy children in the world. So it's very written, and it's about how you could really have strategies for sustainability, sustainable development. With this, I can say thank you very much. Thank you.